Right. Okay. So we will start with Mr. Ross-Mc Intyre. What? But so some of the tools that you would have alluded to in terms of the use of WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram requires a shift in mindset. It's not simply putting up your products and services onto the website or Facebook page. So what can be done to support those who have the technical know-how, but don't necessarily understand that step in terms of marketing and promotion?
Well, I think that for those with the technical knowledge that are looking to promote their business, they need to basically I would say that they need to basically get an understanding of who they want to address in terms of the customer. Exactly is your customer? What exactly is your service? And let's take technology aside, although it is the focus, digital entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is fundamentally providing a solution to a problem. And understanding that element of it is the core. It would then give a deeper understanding as to how to communicate your provision of the solution, how to engage with your customers. And then once you already have the technical awareness of how to utilize the tools, then it becomes clearer as to where you would find your customers, what elements of those tools you would use to engage, and how frequent or you would engage using those platforms. Context is very important. So if it is you are in the medical field, so to speak, you're not going to do a video of you curing a patient or having a consultation of a patient and put it on a Facebook Live, because that would be unethical and it would be out of context. However, you can use that platform to inform and to bring awareness of the issue that you may be treating with your client and give some sort of understanding of the approach that they might need to do, and have a call to action, what you call in marketing a call to action, as to connect with me, let us continue this conversation. So digitally, it's not, the platform is not going to solve all your problems. It's a tools and a means to an end. The end is, again, connecting with the customer, providing that solution for their problem. And the digital platforms that are available basically allow and enhance your ability to do that. How to use it comes with context. Context comes with understanding, and understanding comes with education.
So, Mr. Williams, throwing one at you now. When we look at your presentation and your journey to this place that you now sit as an entrepreneur, it raises the old ongoing discussion about whether an entrepreneur can be created or honed. What, in your estimation, is the right way to go in terms of supporting entrepreneurial development in Trinidad and Tobago?
Thank you for that question. To answer that question, I would like you to, I'm a father and I have 3 young children. When I look at my kids, when we look at the youth in Trinidad and Tobago, we see that there are many talents, many skills. And so there's a very big debate: can entrepreneurs be made or are they born? And what I can say is that an entrepreneur can be trained. You can teach someone to think a particular way. You can teach them different principles of innovation. And while they may mature at different rates, while they may perform in different capacities, entrepreneurs can be trained to operate in this current environment. And so it is my view, once we create an environment where persons are experienced and exposed to different entrepreneurial routes, you would find that no two entrepreneurs will be the same, and that's fine, that's okay. The more creative you are in finding a solution for a specific market, the better you will be as an entrepreneur. So it's no doubt that we are all different. It's no doubt that we progress and we grow in different ways because we have different experiences. But each journey, as they lead towards entrepreneurship, will bring out the best type of environment, an environment where it's about finding solutions, an environment where it's about taking brave decisions and setting a platform for success later on. So in Trinidad and Tobago, the environment is right. It's right to harness entrepreneurship, more so on a digital scale.
So I'll stay with you with the next query. Much of your responses to the question that you just gave, the response that you just gave, sorry, and in your presentation, there's an underlying premise that there's a support system for entrepreneurs, social support system as well as a technical, because you mentioned brainstorming and bouncing off ideas and pulling together your team. But in an environment where some technical vocational candidates are not always in the same space, what can be done to support those individuals who are sometimes not as well-resourced in terms of social capital as others?
Okay. I think what can be done in terms of young potential entrepreneurs that don't have the social capital as another entrepreneur, I think what can be done is more education. You see, part of the success of an idea or a mission is communication. And the more we communicate these ideas, once we do it in a manner that's receptive to the potential student, to the potential entrepreneur, they will receive it. We've had other presenters on this e-convention speak about AI, speak about virtual reality. Here you find in this society, the generation coming up, the Zennials, they are so tech-oriented. And so it's up to us, the policymakers, those at NTA, those at other institutions, to somehow fit that message, fit that opportunity in a package that they can receive it. We've heard other presenters on this same panel talk about blended learning. How do we provide the skills and techniques in this tech work environment such that they'll be able to receive it? And there is support. There is support right here locally. There are a number of institutions that provide entrepreneurial training. There are a number of institutions that provide help and support. There's been a proliferation of online coaches. There's been a proliferation of persons who can really show you the way. It's just a matter of communicating the message and having them tap into the resource. Yeah, I can tell you, today you can learn how to do a handstand from your computer. Think about it. You can do a handstand by looking at an instructional video in the comfort of your own home. How much more can we, as policymakers, provide the right environment such that technical students, technical and vocational students can thrive? Again, another presenter said it right on this panel. Maybe we need public-private partnerships where a garage or a kitchen can be located close to a cluster of potential students. These are some of the resource capacities I believe is available and can grow the digital entrepreneurship in this environment.
Thank you for that response, Mr. Williams. Ms. Ross-Mc Intyre. So you would have shown on your presentation the measurement and a comparison of the, the perception versus reality of digital skills in some developed countries. Are you satisfied? I know you may not have had time to statistically evaluate Trinidad and Tobago's context, but are you satisfied that we are in a space of readiness to take advantage of digital transformation?
I think Trinidad and Tobago is definitely ready for digital transformation. I think digital transformation has been going on and continues to evolve and to grow in all spheres of public and private space. I think that what we now need to look at is quantifying. So we know for sure this is where we're at and this is the work that we need to do to get to where we want to be. And that is very important. And we need to quantify through certification, through continued research and labor market assessments and skills gaps assessments. These are the things that we need to now focus on so we can really zone in and say, well, this is the actual as opposed to the perception.
Okay, so stay with you. One viewer wanted to know, do you have any actual examples of persons in Trinidad and Tobago or within the region who would have made this transition to digital entrepreneurship?
I think that we've shown, I think there's loads of examples. If you go right now, I mean, Gabriel has talks about the rideshare movement. That's a perfect example. You have the food delivery movement. You have the traditional commercial outlets that are now utilizing, like, not promoting any business in particular, but I ordered a pizza the other day, and I was marveled for the fact that I had to log into their platform with my social media, my Facebook details, and they sent me a message with my order. I got a WhatsApp, they found my location, and it was 1, 2, 3. You know, digital entrepreneurship and the use of digital platforms at its finest. And that was right here, you know. So I think that we have access to the technology. There's awareness of the technology. I think that what we need to look at is the access, the awareness, and the encouragement trickling down through the social ranks to get to those who do feel disenfranchised, who do think, well, that's great, but it's not for me, who may have a mind-blowing idea or a life-changing idea that could really catapult digital entrepreneurship and service delivery platform locally. So we need to make sure that there is a lot of engagement at all levels, a lot of training, a lot of development, a lot of work experience, I think is fundamental. And cross-sector engagement is also, we see tech work as their skills. You're going to do a trade, the IT people are over there, the academics are over there, and really and truly in 2020 and onward, there needs to be an understanding of the synergies and the integrations of all these elements of learning and entrepreneurial, the entrepreneurial ecosystem, that there needs to be alignment and synergy for us to really effectively move forward, right? So if we can pair a tradesperson with someone who's into app and digital development, and someone who understands marketing and the academics behind customer engagement, the wonders and the marvels that could come out of that, because it's a two-pronged, you know, sword. You can have a digital platform that offers a solution that is totally disconnected to the realities of how the solution should be offered. And you may have someone who is the best at their field that could really effectively provide a solution, but doesn't have access to the technical or academic support to promote and to bring awareness that here I am being able to solve the solution to the best of what's possible.
And segueing straight off of that last comment, Mr. Williams, what advice can you give to new and budding entrepreneurs in terms of strategies that they can employ to convince potential clients of the quality of their service and that there's some level of accountability, even if it is that you're on this online platform? So you're not just a random WhatsApp number that I am going to start a WhatsApp to get some customer support and you block my number or you're missing in action because you changed your phone number. What can be considered or what strategies can be employed to mitigate those concerns that customers may have in facing with a new entrepreneur?
Okay, I can totally relate. New entrepreneurs have the beautiful advantage of low trust. You see, as an entrepreneur, especially I can speak for this society, you find yourselves needing to build your credibility. And in building your credibility and interacting with customers, you must build in systems into your process. You must have a specific onboarding process. You must have a specific treatment process of your customers and your clients. You must also have a built-in follow-up process. All these systems that you deploy into your business as a new entrepreneur builds your credibility. It builds your trust. There's a know, like, and trust factor that comes with any business. Just like a person, you treat businesses along the know, like, and trust. And so once you take care of the awareness, which is the knowing part, the like, you relatability part, you let them know about your journey. A lot of entrepreneurs in their business, they show how the business is a part of them or how it reflects the intended target market. And then the trust factor comes with you exposing yourself to being accountable. Accountable in the sense of having the right partners on board who are themselves trusted. So you buy in to their trust level or their trust factor. So I recommend new entrepreneurs entering into the entrepreneurship world to quickly build that trust. Partner, work with people in your specific line of business and build that trust factor to get the buy-in from your intended market and service your customers well along specific customer service systems. Thank you.
Ms. Ross-Mc Intyre, you would have indicated that there's the need for policy formulation in support of the digital entrepreneur, right? One viewer is asking, how do we find the right balance between confidentiality and that privacy of information sphere, the efficient use of digital platforms?
I think that it's as I see these things as very simple in the sense that they are although it's technology, it's business, it's policy, it's simple engagements of human beings, and do unto others as you like to do unto yourself. In a sense of you must have some sort of ethical understanding of what is appropriate, what is inappropriate, what is professional and what is unprofessional. And I think that is a fundamental, it comes down to human engagement, because ultimately that's what we're doing, engaging with other humans to find solutions to problems. Policy comes in now with formalizing and solidifying this is what socially our norm in this sphere moving forward. And that would come through engagement with all the different stakeholders, agreeing that, okay, this within our scope, within our socioeconomic system, this is what is acceptable, this is what is not acceptable, this is what we could look to as, you know, we're open, but it's a bit provocative, let's see where it goes. These are conversations that need to be had, right? And we could only have those conversations when we are ready to move forward, and the powers that be, you know, make it a priority to provoke and to engage and to facilitate these conversations. But it has to be had with all stakeholders, all actors that contribute to the digital entrepreneurship ecosystem.
And a follow-up question of my own. Are you aware of anyone or any agency right now who's taking the lead in that driving the conversations at a policy level?
Well, I think that with all that has been going on through COVID and the use of technology and the focus on technology, I think that we could say the NTA is driving that conversation with this convention, because ultimately here we are having this conversation. So I think that this is a great venture, it's a great opportunity, and I think from this, I think it would be a catalyst for other conversations, other talking points, to look at, you know, what other stakeholder groups can now engage based on the topics that have been raised here. But this, I could say, has been a great catalyst in this time, because we've gone ahead and we've, in the midst of the crisis, employed the technology and actually started to move in a digital capacity. But to actually look at the platforms and look at the context in which we're doing it in relation to Trinidad and Tobago and where we're going, what we're doing in the different public-private sectors, I think this is a catalyst, this is a conversation.
Right. Thank you very much for that. I mean, I'm pleased that is resonating. And our final two questions. Basically, we would want to know from you, Mr. Williams, that categorization of an enthusiast and an academic and whatnot. How do you advise that person figure out where they fit on the spectrum?
I think to know where you are, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to know where you are in your journey. But two journeys are the same. My story, and I resonate with your story wholeheartedly. But somewhere in there's the person who has that responsibility to produce, to provide. There may be someone with ample resources at his fingertips, but he has to think in an innovative way. So as I laid out the 4 categories for you, it's up to you, the individual, to focus on the attributes, focus on the resilience, focus on the teamwork, focus on communicating your product. These are the things that would enable you as a person to develop your entrepreneurial mindset and will be able to give you a sound foundation to provide products and services in this modern market.
And Ms. McIntyre, what is the next step for anyone who is ready to explore digital entrepreneurship? What is the next fundamental step that you would advise anyone to make?
I think anyone looking to become a digital entrepreneur, I think the next step is to move. Don't think about it, move. Do it. Moving might be contacting someone who they know might be interested in their product. It might be going online, signing up, creating a Facebook page or a profile, and start posting on what they have they've already been doing, and posting up pictures and letting the world know this is who I am and this is what I'm doing and this is where you can find me. And again, that would start that engagement, but they just need to do. Don't think, just do.